A fiscal update from the new PC government reveals that the forecasted deficit for the current fiscal year will reach nearly $1 billion. That's because healthcare costs have gone through the roof, and plans to include hundreds of millions from a tobacco settlement have also gone up in smoke.
There is no sugarcoating that this number is deeply troubling.
When the former Liberal government introduced the budget last spring, it forecasted a deficit of $372 million. But the PCs are now in power, and all those projections have been shredded. The new finance minister says the deficit has climbed to $948 million, driven by runaway healthcare costs that are up by more than $400 million, and a different approach to accounting for revenue from a $500 million tobacco settlement that will be paid out over many years.
This revenue should never have been added to the province's books, all in 1 year.
Revenue is down by nearly $350 million, largely because of lower oil royalties, a consequence of a stronger Canadian dollar and slumping oil prices. And expenses are also up, $27 million, for example, to fight wildfires this summer.
We didn't create those numbers, we've inherited these numbers.
Despite all the red ink, officials say the province's economy remains resilient, with healthy GDP growth and retail spending that continues to surpass expectations.
And things could have been worse. The Treasury will receive $250 million more than expected in corporate and personal income taxes. Employment is stable, despite a sharp decline in capital spending as major projects wind down. And Donald Trump's tariffs have not had a major impact on the province's industries. But the province will still have to borrow more than $4 billion, and the net debt, the highest per capita in the country, is now expected to reach $20 billion.
We're committed to our three priorities.
The PCs promised big investments in health care, tax relief, and public safety during the recent campaign, and the finance minister says that won't change. He says the new government plans to spend smarter and increase revenues by doubling down on oil and gas and developing other natural resources, including the Churchill River.
Can we look at our expenditures and have a look at our cost efficiencies? I think that would be standard.
Basically, the arse has gone out of our fiscal update with no clear plan forward or a strategy to address it.
He couldn't even say what a long-term plan was and what it would encompass.
The Liberal leader said the worsening financial picture is not surprising, but he's worried about how the government will react.
What I heard was that spend smarter, which to me sounds like cuts. So I would ask the Minister of Finance where the cuts going to happen.
Party is a former teacher and gave the province's fiscal situation a failing grade. But the public will have to wait until next spring's budget to hear how the new government plans to address the problem. Terry Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.